Okay, welcome back, nobody. How you guys doing? Um, all right. So this stream, no music. I created an entire MIDI library that I could use for streaming, and I synthesized it all myself into WAV files and then MP3 files. But it doesn't matter. YouTube has decided that 3 seconds of one of the 1990s defunct video game music is part of the entry music to Enter the Dragon, which is not. I filed a dispute on it. It's not, but I don't want to deal with that. So no music anymore. I'm gonna be continuing work today on implementing the fuzzing capability within the man in the middle proxy. So I'm adding a fuzzer control endpoint, which will allow me to stop and start fuzzers. Um, Yesterday we worked on the post request log, which will collect data. We also implemented the security tools endpoint so we could visualize things. Let's hold on. Let me get this up here. So now when we visit the security tools page, it'll automatically show us what's in memory currently, and we can click a button. This won't actually send any data. This is what we'll be doing today. We'll be adding a start fuzzing and stop fuzzing button. Okay, simple enough. All right, so what do we got to do here? Let's see. All right, I got to identify where the code was. I believe it was in not stored request HTTP post fuzzer. Yes, this is where we're working. Yeah, I had a pretty good day today. I woke up, did homework with the kids. Nobody went outside to play today, but that was because they had something to do tonight. So, didn't want them running around outside and then having to worry about fitting that into the time frame of the event they had to go to. But yeah, good enough. All right, so we have the container, the indicator for if we're going to fuzz keys or not, the indicator for whether or not we're going to fuzz values, and the input count. So let's do HTTP post. Let me see, where is the, I believe it's in here. Yeah, here we go. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to post the data to the endpoint we defined previously in order to indicate that we want to be doing fuzzing. Oh, wrong button. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the states and values from these. Oh, we don't need that one. That one's just the container. Okay. Okay, this will check if the checkboxes are checked, and it'll truthify them, whether or not they're true or false. It'll return a boolean. And this will get the string value of the fuzz count. So we'll try to parse out the count as an integer value. Alright, so fuzz count, we'll go behavior, start fuzzer. The fuzzer control allows the start, stop, and modify fuzz requests. And I'm also going to have an endpoint for getting fuzzer info, so it'll log the fuzz sessions within the plugin on the server side, so we'll be able to have a list of individual sessions that are available, and the fuzzer control will operate those sessions, but the data retrieval endpoint will allow us to see the state of those sessions. So that should be a complete solution. All right. We'll just dump it out here so we can take a look at it. So fuzz control, let me make sure. Right now the post receiver just returned started as true. It actually doesn't start any fuzzing, it's just to have a placeholder for the moment. So fuzzer control, yeah, that should work. All right, let me restart. And oh, I gotta generate some post data. Okay. So now let's see. If I go to the console and I start fuzzing. No data returned. That's odd. Maybe I have to refresh it. Why is it mooing at me? It shouldn't be mooing at me. Let's make you stop mooing. Post data, fuzzer control. Let's go to the network, make sure we're disabling the cache. That's strange. Are we in the right place? Yeah, we're in the right place. There, that was incorrect. Hold on, let me refresh it again. Should be working, but it's not. Is this another example of me being an idiot? We'll find out. Spoiler alert, it is. Let's move again down here. So we're not even mooing. Why aren't we? Parse int fuzz count. Oh, it's probably this right here. If number is safe integer, fuzz count not equals true. Let's just see what the error message is. Fuzz count input, fuzz count input. Fuzz count value is 100. Let's also just do this. Alright, let's see what this looks like now. So fuzz count is undefined. Fuzz count input. Name equals fuzz count. Oh. Name equals fuzz count. Yep, told you. It's me being an idiot. Alright, let's start this. Alright, we got moo and we got a response to say started. Started is true. Yep, correct. Correcto mundo. So on the server side, now we're going to take a look. Verify the data came through okay. So how do we get the body data? I don't remember exactly how we get the body data. I just want to check something real quick. Alright, let's see how that looks. Yep, data came through okay. So when the when the application receives the post data, it's coming through exactly as expected. The fuzz count is an integer, fuzz key is false, fuzz value is true. So we're going to need to switch on the behavior. So if we start the fuzzer, we're going to want to make an entry into the plugin itself. So we'll go over here. Now I have to go take a look at some example code that I utilized for the previous iteration of the security fuzzer. So I think it's in the middle proxy. I think it's under security tools. Gotta remember where I put it. Security testing tools. I'm gonna move it over here in case I have any credentials that may be dumped out. Sometimes I have plain text credentials within files when I'm developing things. And I sure did. Yeah, glad I didn't bring that up on the screen. Alright, so in this one, I was using events in order to drive it, which is a good play. But the way I had it working was, it was a bit over the top, and I want to simplify it. hold on. Injections. Alright, let's see. Web server, routes, plugins. Okay, so fetch fuzz is the name of the class. Oh, I need to move this to its own editor. Now I gotta make sure that I do not have that file with the credentials ended open. One second. Okay, we'll move this over here where it's non-obvious. I'm looking at something over here. You are right to be confused if you're wondering what's going on. Okay. Okay, so fetch fuzz over here. Okay, so we needed to import the fetch fuzzer over here. That way we can create a new session. So if it's start fuzzer, we're gonna wanna go over here. All the way back up to the tippy top. So it's gonna be plugin ref. One second, I gotta check that. I'll just use a random alphanumeric string. 16 characters long, that's good enough. Equals. Well, let's make it an empty object for right now. So we'll create a new fuzzer handle, and then for testing, I'll initialize it with 3 threads. That way it'll run some threads in the background. So let's set some fuzzer options. So this is gonna be post data fuzz count. So I'm gonna need to associate the request ID. So am I sending the request ID through? I don't know if I am. Proxy server refusing connections. Gotta restart it. Okay, I'm not passing it through, so I need to pass it through. All right, so let's go back. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to have to store the request context for the request, and that way I'll be able to identify what's going on. So on request data send, yeah, this was foolish of me. I should have had ID information in here as well. All right, so now I'm going to have to modify this to use that. What was it?